Hello everyone, we are from Group 4 Management Introduction. My name is Aliya, Maisa, Putri, and the others are Najwa, Salsabila, Az-Zahra, Jasmine, Aulia, Putri, Muhammad, Faqih, Az-Sabirin, and the last is Larisa, Nadia, Putri. And we're gonna show you guys about our video. Hope you guys enjoy.
Chapter 15, Managers and Communication. In this chapter, we will learn about first, the nature and functions of communication. Second, effective interpersonal communication. Third, organizational communication. Fourth, information technology and communication. And lastly, communication issues in today's organization.
The nature and function of communication. First, we need to understand what communication is. So communication is the transfer of understanding and meaning between individuals or group to ensure mutual understanding. Function of communication. Communication acts to control employee behavior in several ways. As we know, organizations have authority hierarchies and formal guidelines that employees are expected to follow. Next, communication also acts to motivate by clarifying to employees what is to be done and what can be done to improve. Effective interpersonal communication. Barrier to communication. There is filtering. Filtering is the deliberate manipulation of information to make it appear more favorable. Second one is emotion. It's how receiver feels when a message is received influence how he or she interprets it. Extreme emotion are most likely to hinder effective communication.
Third, information overload. It happens when information exceeds our processing capacity. Today's employees frequently complain of information overload. Fourth, language. Words mean different things to different people. Age, education, and cultural background are the three of more obvious variables that influence the language a person uses and the definition they give to words. Next, overcoming the barriers. First, use feedback. Many communication problems are directly attributed to misunderstanding and inaccuracies. These problems are less likely to occur if the manager gets feedbacks, both verbal and non-verbal. Second, simplify language. Because language can be a barrier, managers should consider the audience to whom the message is directed and tailor the language to them. We have to remember that effective communication is achieved when the message is both received and understood. Third, constrain emotion. It would be naive to assume that managers always communicate in a rational manner. We know that emotion can cloud and distort communication.
Third, organizational communication. The first one is about formal versus informal communication. Formal communication refers to communication that takes place within prescribed organizational work arrangements, while informal communication is organizational communication not defined by the organization's structural hierarchy. The second one is direction of communication flow. There are some points about it, such as downward. This downward communication is communication that flows from a manager to employees. Then there's upward. Upward is communication that refers from downward communication, it flows from employees to managers. The third is lateral communication. Lateral communication is communication that takes place among employees on the same organization level. And the last is diagonal communication. Diagonal communication is communication that crosses both work areas and organizational levels.
Next material is organizational communication network. Type of communication networks. In the chain network, communication flows according to the formal chain of command, both downward and upward. The wheel network represents communication flowing between a clearly identifiable and strong leader and others in a work group or team. The leader serves as the hub through whom all the communication passes. Finally, in all channel network, communication flows freely among all members of a work team. And the next is information technology and communication. How technology affect managerial communication? IT has radically changed the way organizational members communicate. For example, it has significantly improved a manager's ability to monitor individual and team performance. And then how information technology affect organizations. Communication and the exchange of information among organizational members are no longer constrained by a geography or time.
Communication issues in today's organization. Managing communication in an internet world. First, legal and security issues. Although email, blogs, tweets, and other forms of online communication are quick and easy ways to communicate, managers need to be aware of potential legal problems from inappropriate usage. Electronic information is potentially admissible in court. Second, personal interaction. Another communication challenge posed by the internet age we live and work in is the lack of personal interaction. Even when two people are communicating face-to-face, understanding is not always achieved. Getting employee input. Companies need to get input from their employees. Organizations benefit significantly from employee input or feedback for several reasons. First, it promotes a sense of belonging of involvement among employees. Their insights often bring forth innovative ideas and fresh perspectives. Additionally, involving employees in decision-making processes leads to higher engagement and motivation.
Motivating employees. There are several learning objections that we can get from this chapter. First one is define motivation. Second one, compare and contrast early theories of motivation. Third, compare and contrast contemporary theories of motivation. And the last one, discuss current issues in motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is the process by which a person's efforts are energized, directed, and sustained toward attaining a goal. The energy element is a measure of intensity, drive, or vigor. The high level of effort needs to be directed in ways that help the organization achieve its goals. Employees must persist in putting effort to achieve those goals. Early theories of motivation. Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory in Maslow hierarchy. Individuals move up the hierarchy of 5 needs: physiological, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization. As needs are substantially satisfied, a need that substantially satisfied no longer motivates.
McGregor's Theory X and Theory Y. A Theory X, manager believes that people don't like to work and won't seek out responsibilities, so they have to be threatened and coerced to work. A Theory Y, manager assumes that people like to work and seek out responsibilities, so they will exercise self-motivation and self-direction. Herzberg's two-factor theory. Herzberg's two-factor theory proposed that intrinsic factors associated with job satisfaction were what motivated people. Extrinsic factors associated with job dissatisfaction simply kept people from being dissatisfied. Trainees theory. Trainees theory proposed 3 acquired needs that are major motives in work: needs for achievement, needs for affiliation, and needs for power.
Third, contemporary theories of motivation. The first one is goal-setting theory. Goal-setting theory says that specific goals increase performance and difficult goals, when accepted, result in higher performance than the easy goals. Important points in goal-setting theory includes intention to work toward a goal as a major source of job motivation, such as specific hard goals that produce higher levels of output than generalized goals, participation in setting goals as preferable to assigning goals, but that's not always feedback that guides and motivates behavior, especially self-generated feedback, and contingencies that affect goal-setting, goal commitment, self-efficiency, and national culture. The second one is reinforcement theory. Reinforcement theory says that behavior is a function of its consequences. To motivate, use positive reinforcers to reinforce desirable behaviors, and don't forget to ignore undesirable behavior rather than punishing it.
Next is job enlargement. Job enlargement involves horizontally expanding job scope by adding more tasks or increasing how many times the tasks are done. Job enrichment vertically expands job depth by giving employees more control over their work. The job characteristics model says 5 core jobs dimensions: skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback are used to design motivating jobs. Another job design approach proposed looking at relational aspects and proactive aspects of job. Next is equity theory. Equity theory focuses on how employees compare their inputs outcomes ratio to relevance other ratio. A perception of inequity will cause an employee to do something about it. Procedural justice has a greater influence on employee satisfaction than does distributive justice. And the next is expectancy theory. Expectancy theory says that an individual tends to act in a certain way based on the expectation that his act will be followed by a desired outcome. Expectancy is the effort performance linkage. How much effort do I need to exert to achieve a certain level of performance? Instrumentality is the performance reward linkage. Achieving at a certain level of performance will get me a specific reward. And valence is the attractiveness of the reward. Is it the reward that I want?
Current issues in motivation. Managers must cope with 4 current motivation issues, like motivating in socio-economic circumstances, managing cross-cultural challenges, motivating unique groups of workers, and designing appropriate rewards programs. During socio-economic conditions, managers must look for creative ways to keep employees' efforts energized, directed, and sustained toward achieving goals. Managers face challenges in motivating unique groups of workers. A diverse workforce is looking for flexibility. Professionals want job challenge and support, and are motivated by the work itself. Contingent workers want the opportunity to become permanent or to receive skill training. Recognition program and sincere appreciation for work done can be used to motivate low-skilled and minimum wage workers. Open book management is when financial statements or the books are shared with employees who have been taught what they mean. Employee recognition programs consist of personal attention, approval, and appreciation for a job well done. Pay for performance programs are variable compensation plans that the employees on the basis of some performance measure.
The conclusion is, communication is a transfer of understanding and meaning between individuals or groups to ensure mutual understanding. There are 4 barriers to communication such as filtering, emotion, information overload, and language. Also 4 directions of communication which are downward, upward, lateral, and diagonal. For types of communication, we can find 3 types: will, optional, and change.
So guys, that's all our presentation and explanation about the material. If you guys have any question, feel free to ask after this video. Thank you for watching.